Hello there, YouTube. This is the finished dipole antenna. I used my hot melt glue to seal everything there. Hot sides to the right. I got this horizontal ladder on the step ladder. Each element is 8.5 foot long, 102 inches. There's about a 2-inch gap between the elements. That's all them fittings I had in the other video. This might not be as complicated seeing it all together. I did use some plastic off a pill bottle to shim this up. You'll see it in the picture, it's that amber color. We're going to wrap this coax cable about 9 times around the mast up there. The big term for that is it decouples the signal, so the coax does not radiate the signal, it radiates out the antenna. These things are notorious for picking up interference. Here's your ground side. Same as hot side. These are notorious. And they just splatter all over. I don't feel like buying a new antenna just to monitor the CB band, 10 meter band. This is 4 feet. This will be 4 feet away from the tower. We got our bracket up there ready. We're going to relocate the 2-meter antenna because we want this up in the air. It's not going to matter so much that the ground side is going to be near the mast, but the hot side will be above the mast. When I am done, I have to raise that piece up, but it will be above the mast. So we're going to leave about a 6-inch stub in case we want to add a little quarter wave 2-meter ground plane or something, a little homemade antenna, because it is easy to slide up and down. I have some foil tape, electrical tape, so the water can't run down. I've got it taped. We get down here. Leave it outside. Let the water run down. So if the water runs down, it doesn't run in between here because none of this is glued. Got some foil tape, electrical tape, whatever we had around. Foil tape's pretty tough stuff. Got a screw on either side of this. Hold this in here. We'll go around here. This is just hot glue with my little tool I used with either candle or my turbo lighter. I want to seal this all up. I can make a video someday if somebody's interested of how I unbraid this cable to get the ground over here. And where I had a little bit of the white insulation that's over the center conductor, I put some of this foil tape to kind of act as a shield, like you'll see on TV coax. I wanted to shield this the best I could because I didn't want to bring the braid all the way up. You can bring the braid all the way up. I can show that in a video someday. You have the braid pretty close, so it's shielded. I wanted to shield it. I want the signal not to bleed out anywhere but go right here. Well, I'll go show it on the radio. Might be a little hard to see. Channel 1 is 1.2, channel 40. The SWRs are non-existent. Now this is horizontal radiating towards the earth. So if I had a problem, you think they'd go up because I'm going against something, like going up against a wall, building, metal car. But there's no noise out there. I can barely pick up signals horizontal. I heard some stuff way out there on the interstate, truck drivers. When you go horizontal, it's nice on a beam. 2 guys are talking to each other. Horizontal tends to go up in the air into the skip and then lay flat. You can study all that stuff. Vertical is what everybody uses. Radiates out, travels outward, not up as much. But there we go. We're going to go inside. This is called Schedule 80. I wonder why this is so thick and so tough. I will put down the dimensions of these pieces I bought right off the sales slip. This is called a riser. It's Schedule 80. Schedule 40 is a real heavy duty. Now I can't tell you if this is Schedule 40. I thought it was in the store, but I cannot see it on the number and it doesn't say it on the tag. If anything failed, it would be this. It sure wouldn't be this piece. It'd be this if it ever got caught in a storm and bust this white plastic. But we don't have a lot of money into it, so we don't worry about those things. You can see I got it on the step ladder here, just running across. it's not going to be easy to tune if I was up on the tower. You'd have to slide it over to you, spin it around, move the elements back and forth, and I'm putting it up there and going with what I got. So we're going to go off into the radio shed / workshop and see if we can get the camera to show the SWR meter. Okay, this is the dipole up in the air. Now if I had some kind of plastic pipe or something, my SWRs would be better. They did go up. They're like about a 1.5 or a little more on 1001, and they get down to like about a 1.3 on 40, so it is safe to transmit. But if I turned that horizontal to where it was flat, stumble over everything here. If I turned this so this was flat, see, the mast wouldn't be in the way. You wouldn't have anything in the way when you transmit it. So they'd go back down like when I had it on the step ladder. I'm at the limit. I can only go up about one more foot. I think I'm going to leave it there. I have 10 foot above the tower. The tower's 15. I'm only up 25 foot to the middle of it. So add 8.5 feet to the top of that. So I'm only up 25 foot to the middle. That's good enough for me. But I may add a little antenna to the top where I left that stub. I might already mention that. And I'll run the cable down the inside of the pipe. Because there's nothing inside of there. There's a couple of those zip screws up there that held that piece on where I adapted it. Now I'm going to have to come up with something else because I pounded that on there. But I'll come up with something to use for my Ringo antenna. I plan on just putting it on maybe on a tripod on the garage or something. Because this is what I'm going to listen to more. But I do want my 2 meter stuff hooked back up again. Talk locally in case something goes on. A ham operator should always be capable of getting on the air. And a rubber ducky or a little extendable antenna on a handheld doesn't do it. Not when I got a 50 watt Kenwood mobile that I can get out there in case I have to. That's what a dipole looks like. And all the close-up pictures. You could use copper pipe. I'm sure if you've got 3/4 water pipe, it's going to be close to 7/8. You could use the same plastic fittings I use. The piece going horizontal up there flat, that's 1.5 inch piece of aluminum pipe. I just shimmed it up with plastic. You could do the same thing. And I will put the fittings in the descriptions of what I used. The reducers, the T, what size it was. But I'm sure 3/4 water pipe, they always measure water pipe on the inside. So you could buy some 10-foot sections, or if you're going to do it, try to make it so you can adjust it. Try to find something where you can get another piece inside of it so you can slide them in and out. But that's it. Long wire is holding up. I had that little problem with it. I'm scanning, I don't know what I'm scanning right now. I'm scanning way above channel 40. I'm scanning one of the bands with it on scan like a scanner. But I could go up a little more. I got about a foot of pipe left. I got tired of shoving up there and locked it down. I had to put a vice grips on there to turn that. With that little bit of a breeze, it was trying to move that thing around on me. So I had a vice grips on there to move around because I wanted it to the south. If I have anything reflecting blocking my signal, I'm not going to pick up a lot from the north. Most of your skip is going to come out of the southwest. I have talked to Canada. It skips just right. I'm sure I can even get out there. Because your top is where it radiates the most. But the whole thing actually radiates. It's a dipole. So you are blocking your signal with that mast on the tower. But I don't know how anybody else could ever do it. Because if you put plastic up there, that ain't going to hold. You're not going to hold that wind on there. There's some weight there plus a little wind load. You're not going to hold that with plastic PVC. Maybe if you put some pieces inside of a piece or something, made a super strong plastic piece of pipe for the top 10 feet, so you know you cleared the bottom element. Maybe I'll experiment and do that someday. I'll see if I can get some pipe to go inside of each other and glue them. Make me a nice heavy-duty one, and then make the dipole maybe a little bit lighter. Use plastic up there. Well, that aluminum don't weigh nothing going across there. So you're not going to gain nothing by using plastic. there. That's it for this little series of videos of how I made a dipole. I'll be happy this winter listening to this thing. Cheaper than buying an antenna. I couldn't see buying a $100 antenna when I don't talk on CB radios anymore. Very rarely ever mess with one. But I like listening. Thanks for watching.